Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and with pranams. Thank you very much for joining in for our Ramayana study session. So quickly we'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale. स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत् गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तरालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः कृष्ण 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 हे कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि मां राम राघव रक्ष मां राम राघव रक्ष मां राम राघव रक्ष मां कृष्ण केशव पाहि मां कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि मां राम राघव रक्ष मां जय प्रभुपदा जय जय गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and pranams. We are continuing with our study of Ramayana. So last time we were seeing how Ravana has defeated Kuvera and he's returning back. He's very victorious. He's very wealthy. He's got all the opulences, yet he's not satisfied. So we saw he met Vedavati. He wanted to enjoy her, and Vedavati actually self-immolated herself because she thought she lost her purity because of the touch of Ravana. And then another instance also, we saw that Ravana got cursed. And he was told that if at any day, any time he touches a woman against her wishes, then he will be killed. He will lose his life like that. And then we saw how there is a meeting between Yamaraj and Ravan, right? So they've not yet met, but we see here that Ravana actually is killing all of the Yamadutas, right? Yamadutas are also defeated by Ravana. In that way, Ravana is so powerful, except for his intention of trying to enjoy everything, whatever he sees, whatever he perceives. He considers it to be his enjoyment, right? That was the only mistake from Ravana's side. Otherwise, very powerful. Otherwise, he was very well learned, born in a Brahmana family, etc. Right? So, in this way, all the Yamadutas were fearful and they ran away. And then finally, Yamaraj, who was seated in the palace, he was understanding that Ravana was overpowering his forces. Right? And in this way, Yamaraj decides to come in front of Ravana. So let's see what happens. Let me share my screen and then let's continue reading. How does Ravana meet Yamaraj finally? After Yamadutas run and tell him that, Ravana is very powerful and that his soldiers, Yamadutas, are getting defeated by Ravana like that. Okay, so Asha Arya Mataji, go ahead. Drawn by 1,000 red and black steeds from there.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, yes.
Drawn by 1,000 red and black steeds, shining with a bright luster and having 1,000 great wheels, the celestial chariot advanced with a terrible noise. Seeing that god moving off in anger, all the denizens of heaven trembled. In an instant, Yamraj's chariot arrived at the spot where Ravana stood roaring. Ravana's followers immediately fled in all directions, simply upon seeing that awful chariot. Some of them fell unconscious on the spot, but Ravana himself was not afraid. Seeing his awful adversary, he felt overjoyed, anticipating the fight. The demon stood firm as Yamraj hurled at him by many blazing javelins and iron clubs. They struck Ravana with tremendous force, piercing him and causing streams of blood to flow from his body. Ravana raised his bow to counter Yamraj's attack. Using sorcery, he fired thousands of straight flying arrows, imbued it with the force of a thunderbolt. Those arrows struck Yamraj all over his body, but the god remained unmoved. Again and again, Ravana fired off his arrows and darts, charging them with celestial power. He struck all the three deities with his fiery weapons, but they stood firm. Yamraj sent back at the demon countless barbed lances which struck him violently on the breast. Stunned by those irresistible weapons, Ravana fell unconscious to the ground. Yamraj, observing the rules of the fair combat, did not further attack his overpowered enemy. After some time, Ravana's come back to his senses and saw Yamraj still stationed before him. He contemplated his next move. This was indeed a formidable opponent. Rarely was the demon extended in a fight. Ravana rallied himself and stretched his bow to full length, releasing celestial arrows which filled the sky. They fell upon Yamraj like fiery serpents. Being assailed by those arrows and bleeding profusely, Yamraj roared in anger. As he opened his mouth, fire covered by billows of smoke issued forth. The whole region was brilliantly illuminated by that fire, as if the sun itself had risen in their ever dark place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Actually, you can continue reading the next paragraph also. We'll see what happens.
Witnessing the astonishing battle between Yamraj and the Rakshasa, the gods assembled above them. They feared that the dissolution of all the whole world was imminent. Yamraj's anger would surely annihilate the entire universe. Ravana continuously said, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So we see here that Yamaraj actually keeps an account of all of our activities, whether karmic activities or vikarmic activities. Why? Because we need to get the reactions to our karmic activities and we need to get punished for our vikarma activities, right? So his secretary, Chitragupta, they say that, he maintains a continuous record of all that we do. And then Yamaraj actually accords a punishment according to the rules established by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. So Yamaraj is very, very powerful. And he's also not only physically powerful, Yamaraj is also one of the 12 Mahajans. Right? Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumaro, Kapilo, Manuho, Pralado, Janako, Bhishmo, Balir, Vayarsaki, Vayam refers to Yamaraj. Because Vayam means myself, I, right? That. So Yamaraj is actually telling this verse, wherein he's telling that the 12 Mahajans, right, from Swayambhu refers to Brahmaji, right? Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Narada and Shiva, Pralado, Janako Bhishmo, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj is the father of Sita Devi. Bhishma Pitamaha, who actually gave the entire the rules for governance to Yudhishthira Maharaj, right? Which Krishna himself was not able to convince Yudhishthira Maharaj, and because Krishna wanted to give the credit to his own pure devotee Bhishma Pitamaha. So in this video are the 12 Mahajans, and one of whom is Bali, Vayar Saki, Vayam. Bali is Bali Maharaj. Vayasaki is Shukadev Goswami. He's called Vayasaki because he's the son of Vyasadev. And Vayam refers to Shukadev Goswami. Vayam refers to Yamaraj himself because Yamaraj is speaking this verse, right? So Yamaraj is so powerful, both at the physical level as well as in his Bhakti Shakti, right? But then we see here that Yamaraj is almost equal to Ravana in fighting because Ravana is so powerful. So let's continue reading and see who is going to win here in this wonderful battle between Ravana and Yamaraj himself, right? So Yamadutas are all defeated. They go to Yamaraj, and Yamaraj is personally coming and fighting with Ravana. So let's see what happens. And one more thing, what I wanted to say is they don't break the protocols of fight, right? When Ravana actually fell down unconscious, Yamaraj did not. He could have had the chance, he could have killed Ravana, but it is not proper etiquette to kill an enemy when the enemy is not ready. And Yamaraj followed those rules to the T, right? But that is why it is also said that devotees need to be a good example for others because we are representing Srila Prabhupada, we are representing ISKCON, right? Although we may be conditioned by the modes that we have acquired due to our past desires and activities, right? We may be conditioned to do certain activities, but as far as possible, we should try to ensure that we behave in a way that gives credit to Srila Prabhupada because we are part of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we are representing Prabhupada in the way we deal with the people, in the way we talk to people, etc. Right? Of course, we are not perfect. Nobody is perfect except Krishna. Krishna is the only perfect person. But to the extent of our ability, to the maximum extent possible, we should try to conduct ourselves in a way that gives glory to Srila Prabhupada. Okay, let's move ahead. Rajneesh Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji Dandra Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. Yes, Prabhu.
Ravana continuously sent his furious weapons towards the three gods. Death personified, highly enraged by Ravana, then spoke to Yamraja, "My lord, don't exert yourself further. Let me remain alone here with Rakshak. I shall make short work of him. None in the past, no matter how powerful, have been able to overcome me. Every god, rishi, and demon has succumbed to my power. Indeed, all created beings must surely submit to me. There is no doubt about this. Therefore, you need not bother yourself with this wretch any longer. Leave him to me." Yamraja had become infuriated by Ravana's insolence. He felt insulted and he told Death to stand back, for he personally would destroy the demon. The god lifted up his mace and gazed upon Ravana as it was raised that as it was raised as it was
As it was raised, that mace
as it
threw
was
off.
raised that mace threw off a hollow of blazing fire. Yamraja held it in his hand like a globe of the sun, and he fixed his eyes on the demon. Just as he was about to release the mace to destroy Ravana, Brahma appeared before him. He was seen and heard only by Yamraja as he spoke to the angry god. "O immeasurably powerful one, this Rakshas is not to be killed by you at this time. Indeed, I have conferred upon him a boon that he cannot be slain except by a human. This cannot be falsified, lest the order of the universe be cast into chaos. Therefore, Hold back your mace. Ravana is not yet destroyed to die. If you release your infallible mace upon this demon, it will result in the death of all other created beings.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So when we are born in this world, we are all born with an expiry date that is written, right? Just like when we go to a provision shop and we buy sugar, it is said use it by this time, right? It could be a month, it could be 1 year, it could be whatever is the expiry date of that particular provision that we are buying, whether it is tuvar dal or urad dal or sugar or whatever we are buying, right? Whether it is chapati atta, whatever we are buying, everything comes with an expiry date. Only that the expiry date is written on the cover in all those things. Whereas for us, the expiry date is written, but it is not visible to us. Right? Parikshit Maharaj got a notice of 7 days that he will die in 7 days. But we don't have, fortunately or unfortunately, we cannot say that. But Parikshit Maharaj was so fortunate that he knew that I'm going to die in 7 days and he made the best utilization of the 7 days and he went back home, back to Godhead, right? Because Parikshit, Sukadev Goswami was waiting there at the banks of the Ganges to actually give him the Srimad Bhagavatam, the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam, by which you could remember Krishna in the last moment of his, at the time of death, and he went back home, back to Godhead. But for us, we don't have that luxury. We don't know when that expiry date is going to be triggered. When is our expiry date, or when we have to leave this body, we don't know. That is why we have to be careful all the time. Right? If we remember Krishna all the time by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, then Krishna says, Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tyajatya Kalevaram Tam Tam Evaiti Konteya Sada Tad Bhava Bhavitaha. Krishna says, if you remember me throughout my life, right, and whatever you remember at the time of death, that you shall attain without fail. And he says, Antakalecha Mamiva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram Yaprayati Samadbhavam Yati Nati Atra Samshaya. There is no doubt that if you remember me at the time of death, you will come back to me. Right? So if you practice remembering Krishna throughout our ups and downs in life, throughout our happy situations, our so-called distressful situations, our so-called enjoyment situations, our so-called distressful situations, in all situations, if we remember Krishna, then death, it is said that millions of scorpions would be biting. So much pain would be there. But since we are used to remembering Krishna during pain, we will remember Krishna even at the time of death. Krishna will ensure his remembrance even at the time of death, provided we remember Krishna throughout our life, especially with the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So death is certain. How we are going to die, where we are going to die, what time we are going to die, everything is destined. Just like Ravana is destined to not be killed by a human. Is destined to be killed only by a human being, right? Which of course we know is Maryada Purushottam, Lord Ram, who is incarnated as a human being, right? And by the way, when he is performing various leelas, he is also destroying the demon Ravana. The Lord did not appear personally to kill the demons. But when he appears to give pleasure to his devotees and perform various pastimes, then what happens? Automatically, all of these demons also get killed. So like that, Yamaraj tells, Brahmadev, right? Lord Brahma comes and tells Yamaraj. And because of that, Yamaraj does not kill Ravana. Otherwise, Yamaraj was enough to kill Ravana. All right. Anusha Mataji, go ahead. Long ago, Ravana had pleased Brahma. And then Karpagavali Mataji, and then Archana Shri Radha Mataji can read. Yes. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Long ago, Ravana had pleased Brahma by performing difficult asceticism and had won from the god a boon. Brahma had granted Ravana immunity from being slain by any beings except for humans or animals, whom Ravana utterly disregarded. Hearing that command of Brahma, the chief of the gods, Yamaraj lowered his mace. Realizing that nothing could be accomplished by him in that battle, he then and there disappeared from Ravana's sight. When he saw Yamaraja depart, the Rakshasa considered himself victorious and roared in joy. Now he was surely the most powerful being in the universe. What was there left to prove? Even the great Lord of Death had run away from him. Ravana looked around and saw that the slain Yamadutas had been brought back to life by Yamaraja's power. Ignoring Ravana, they continued their grisly task of meting out punishment. Ravana felt he had no further purpose to achieve in Yamaloka. He had established his supremacy, and that was all he desired. It was time to return to Lanka his golden city. Getting abroad the getting
Aboard.
aboard the Pushpaka, he left that region, followed by his forces, and flew to the north, heading again for the Earth planet where Lanka was situated.
Okay. Now let's go to chapter number 1, King Dashratha's longing. All right. So here, quickly, if we have to say here, so Ravana is very powerful. Ravana won the one against Kuvera. He almost won against Yamaraj, right? And then because of Brahma's benediction, that Ravana can be killed only by human being, Yamaraj also stopped or restrained himself from killing Ravana. And in this way, Ravana got as many as the blessings that he got from Brahmaji. He also, on the way, got many, many curses. Right? So our life can never be happy if we have incurred the wrath or the curse of devotees or people in general. So as much as possible, we live in a way so that we don't trouble others. As much as possible, in all opportunities, we try to seek to serve people, serve devotees in a way that we receive their blessings, right? We have the blessings of all the devotees and all the people whom we meet because we are just trying to serve them. We're not causing any kind of hardship to anyone. Those blessings will go a long way for us to receive the blessings of Guru and Gauranga, which was severely lacking in the case of Ravana because he was trying to exploit people and use people for his own sense enjoyment. All right, so now let's go on to the first chapter. This starts from the original. Once upon a time, there was a king, right? His name was Dashratha, right? So what happens there in the city of Ayodhya is what we are going to read now. Okay, Kripa, my Sita Mataji, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anisha Mataji. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji Dandatna. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. King Dasaratha, chapter 1, King Dasaratha's longings. King Dasaratha placed his palace balcony. His handsome brow was furrowed. In a pensive mood, he surveyed the scene around him. The people thronged the inner courtyard below. Feudals, kings, and princes came with their retinues to pay tribute. From his 70th story terrace, Dasaratha could see much of his city, which stretched to the horizon in all directions. Crowds of citizens moved along the well-planned roads, which were interspersed with mango groves and orchards. The broad central highway, built entirely of red stone, ran the full 100-mile length of the city. Large white mansions lined that road with many colored pennants waving in the breeze. Waving in the breeze on that road. The road was sprinkled with perfume water and strewn with flowers. Above the city, the king could see the golden aeroplanes of Apsaras, the concerts of the gods. Looking out of his over his capital, Ayodhya, Dasaratha was plunged in an ocean of anguish. He entered the palace and walked slowly towards his inner chambers. As he descended the wide marble stairways, he heard his priest chanting a sacred Sanskrit text. The sound of mantras mingled with that of drums and lutes, being beautifully played with the royal musicians. Even that sound, which normally gave him so much joy, could not
placate him. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is wonderful, isn't it? So the opulence of Ayodhya is described here, but then why is Dasharatha, the king of Ayodhya, why is he sad? This is a very beautiful way that Krishna Dharma Prabhu has actually started off this pastime, wherein he starts with Dasharatha's longing, right? What is Dasharatha longing for? Right, and he starts off with the opulence of Ayodhya. Ayodhya means there are no fights. That means people are not trying to enjoy, people are not trying to kill others, people are not trying to exploit others for their own sense gratification. There is no war. Why? Because people are living in cooperation with each other. Because, the king is serving the kingdom. The king is ruling the kingdom in such a way that nobody wants to steal, nobody wants to exploit others. Everybody's need is taken care of. And that is what is called Ramarajya. Ramarajya means people are living in harmony with each other. Nobody is trying to kill another person, steal from another person for his own personal enjoyment. But then, why is Dasharatha? Why is he feeling sad? What is Dasharatha's longing? Let's read the next two paragraphs and then we'll end for today. Who's reading? Archana Sri Radha Mataji. Go ahead. Yeah, please unmute Mataji. The king entered his rooms.
Hare Krishna Mataji, the king entered his rooms, leaving his personal guards at the door. Declining the foods and drinks offered to him by his maid servants, he went over to the large latticed window. He moved aside the silk drapes and continued gazing out at his city. Ayodhya had been constructed by Manu, son of Surya, the all powerful sun god. Manu had been first of the kings in Dasharatha's line, all of them emperors of the globe. As he thought of his long ancestry, the king only felt more pain. He sighed and turned back into his rooms. Seeing the anxious king, his three queens tried gently to console him. They sat him on a large golden couch covered with silk pillows and studded with gems. His senior wife, Kaushalya, gently massaged his feet while Sumitra and Kaikeyi fanned him with snow white chamra whisks. The king sat lost in thought. He took at the exquisite carvings of the gods lining his walls. All his life, he had gone so much to please those deities. Once he had even gone into battle against celestial demons on their behalf. Surely they would help him now. Dasaratha silently prayed to him. While the king sat absorbed in his thoughts and prayers, the messenger came telling him that his chief priest Vashishta has now present in the assembly hall. Had been waiting for this news. He rose up and with a gait of powerful lion went along the wide palace passageways, his large sword swinging at his side and his gold ornaments jangling as he walked.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
So, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So, again, we are seeing, despondency in the heart of Dasharatha. And who's coming? Vasishta Muni is coming, right? We remember in Bhagavatam also, this was the state of Vyasadeva also. He was also despondent after having after having divided all the Vedas, after having written the Mahabharata, he was despondent. And then who came? His spiritual master, Narada Muni came, right? So, it is always the best situation to have a guru, because whenever life throws up, such situations where we are despondent, we don't know what to do, we are in a doubtful condition. It is so much fortune, because Krishna, who is situated as Paramatma in our heart, will ensure that his representative is there in the form of our Diksha Guru, in the form of our Siksha Gurus, the form of our Vartama Pradarshaka Guru. Some or the other Krishna will send, because Krishna is situated in our heart. If we are very confused about something and we are praying to Krishna, right, especially if we are surrendered to our Guru, right, then we will definitely have one of our gurus representing Krishna to come and help us come out of our situation of despondency. Just like Dasharatha is going to be helped by Vasishta Muni, and just like Vyasadev was helped by Narada Muni, right? So many, right? Dhruv Maharaj was helped by Narada Muni, like that. So if we simply surrender to our gurus, then we will definitely get their guidance to cross over, say, certain obstacles in life, because of which we are despondent, because of which we're not able to practice devotional service, because of which you're not able to perform Swadharma in a proper way. But as long as we don't have a guru, then we will have to take our mind only as our guru. And that's a very bad guru, right? A mind is like, just like they say, a mobile is a good servant, but a bad master. Similarly, the mind is also a very good servant, but a bad master. We have to employ the mind to engage the senses in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is why we are studying Shastras. When we study Ramayana, when we study Mahabharata, when we study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we empower our intelligence to tame the mind, to make the mind its servant, and to engage the mind in mantra meditation, engage the mind to engage the senses in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to serve the master of the senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. And when our mind is troubled and we are unable to tame the mind, then we need to take shelter of our gurus, just like Arjuna took shelter of Krishna, right? Sishyaste aham shadi mam tuam prapannam. When we surrender to Krishna, Krishna will guide us either directly as Paramatma within our heart or through his representatives who are the spiritual masters, to guide us through the various situations of turmoil that we may be, so that we can grow through those situations and ultimately serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Dasa, 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 Anudasa. So thank you, devotees. We'll end here. Grantaraj Srimad Ramayana ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Devotees, can switch on your cameras. We'll do 2-3 minutes Harinam Sankirtan. We'll end. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी जगदीश्वरारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्दा प्रिय द्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि हरा भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौर निताय जय जय जगन्नाथ जय जय बलदेव जय जय सुभद्रा जय जय सुदर्शन जय बाला गोपाल जय रुक्मिणी विठल जय प्रहलाद सिंह जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय गोस्वामी जय गुरु परंपरा जय प्रभुपादा जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय श्री गुरुदेव जय हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल कलियुग तमाम हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. So we'll meet tomorrow morning 5 a.m. for the Brahma Murta chanting session, and then at 11:15 a.m. for our Ramayana study. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.